Hi everyone, have a pleasant day. This is Srimati from Dr. Ambedkar Global Law Institute, Tirupati. Today we are going to see the inventory control or material control. So here we can note that the major objective of cost accounting. What is major objective of cost accounting? It is cost control. So you know there are different elements of cost which has to be effectively controlled. So here what are the elements of cost? Material, labor and expenditures. So in this, the materials are the major chunk of cost of production. Okay, it's a major part of cost of production. Usually in while you are preparing the cost sheet, you come to know the major portion of cost is for the material only. It's on an average it may be 55% of the total cost of production. So here it is an important thing and essential for every organization to devise a suitable system of material control from time of the placement of purchase requisition to the time of the final consumption of the material. So every organization has to make a control. Okay. Feature of material is that it can be purchased in varying quantities according to the requirements of the firm, whereas the other elements of cost like labor and other expenditures cannot be easily varied once they are established. Once it has been acquired, it cannot be changed easily. So here from this we can conclude that material is more flexible and controllable input. So proper control of material is necessary from the time orders for the purchase of materials are placed with the suppliers until they have been consumed. Say that the effects are to be made to reduce the cost of material when it is purchased, stored and used. Before coming to the discussion of material control, we may make clear that the purchase of materials will include both the direct and indirect materials. So here these are to be treated as store items, and whereas the stock of finished goods are not treated as stores item. So you should be very clear that which is about stores and which one is not stores. So here the direct and indirect materials purchased for a stock purpose to be issued and for the different jobs. So the work orders or for different departments as and when the required are known as stores. So on the other hand, this finished goods are treated as a stock, and so here you should be very clear that the term inventory, which includes stock, not only the raw materials but also it includes the stores and spares and then work in progress and finished goods. So here stock of material is only the part of inventory held by the manufacturing unit. Now we can say that the materials which form part of a finished product are known as a direct material. So what is about a direct material? In different words we can say which the materials can be conveniently and accurately allocated to a particular unit of cost. Say for example, either used in making of shoes and yarn which has been required for the meter of cloth are the direct materials. It's a very good example. And then here what is about an indirect material? So here these materials cannot be treated as a part of finished product because it cannot be conveniently and accurately allocated to a particular unit of product. It's a very good example is the nails which has been used for making of shoes, and then the cotton waste and the lubricating oil which is required for the maintenance of machines, and then the buttons, threads used for stitching a suit. These are the examples of indirect materials. The meaning of material control. So let us see what is the meaning of material control? So material control is a system which ensures that the right quality of material is available in the right quantity at the right time and the right place with the right amount of investment. So here we can say that it can be defined as a comprehensive framework for the accounting and control of material cost, designed with an objective of maintaining the material supplies at the level, okay, at a different level, so as to ensure the uninterrupted production, but at the same time the minimizing investment of fund. So here we can give simple terms. It's a systematic control over purchasing, storing and using of material so as to you have a minimum possible cost of materials. We can say that there are different levels of material control. That is 2 levels of material control which exist. The first one is quantity or unit control and rupee or financial control. So here the production executive and the storekeeper, they are just interested in the quantity control because their interest is to see that there should not be a stock out problem. On the other hand, the financial executives are interested that the too much money should not be invested in materials and every rupee spent on material should be efficiently and effectively utilized. So both the persons, that is the production executive, they want the materials should be used properly and there should not be stock out of problem. And on the other hand, the financial executives, they are very much interested. They should not invest more amount for the materials. So keeping in view the unit control and financial control of quantity, that is so the material control should meet these 2 conflicting objectives. Okay, so the maintenance of sufficient quantity of every item of material for efficient operation is required, and at the same time the maintenance of an inventory that is not detrimental financially. This is the 2 things which is required for the level of materials control. Let's move on to the need of material control or objective of material control. Here it ensuring, the first one is ensuring supply of adequate quantity of material. That is it should be there should be a continuous availability of all types of material in a factory so that the production may not be held up for the want of material. Okay, and the next one is no excess investment in material. This is about much important. So here the investment in material must not tie up the funds that could be used better in other activities. Okay, and it should be of reasonable price. So while purchasing a material, it should be seen that the purchased at a reasonable, a low price, but at the same time it should not be sacrificed with the quality. Okay, and then minimum wastage. This is about a very important thing. So the materials, while these are being stored in a godown by the storekeeper, are used in a factory by the workers, the wastages should be minimized. And then this normal level of wastage would be there, but it should not exceed certain level. Okay, and the leakage or theft of materials must be avoided to keep the cost of production under control. So here the storekeeper and workers should be trained to handle the materials in a scientific way to avoid the wages and the risk of spoilage and obsolescence. So here the materials obsolescence of materials must be avoided. For a purpose, the maximum quantity of each material is determined and proper method of issue of materials to be followed. Okay, and the next one is information about the availability of materials must be given to the management so that they can planning for the production be done. So the storekeeper can supply this information because he keeps up-to-date record for every item of stocks. Okay, and a proper system of material control. So the materials can be easily misappropriated by the employees, because generally misappropriation of cash is considered to be more sense than misappropriation in kind. Therefore, this requires an internal check on materials, which is a part of material control. To conclude, today we have seen the introduction related to these materials and what is about direct material and indirect materials, and then direct material cost and indirect material cost, and then meaning of material control, and then the levels of material control, and then the need or objective of material control. And in the next there is about techniques of material control or inventory control we are going to see. Until the next, it's bye from Srimati. Thank you.